Hi guys, it's Krystal from Nova King Beauty and welcome back to my channel.
Closer, closer, closer. A little closer, closer from the last one.
I know I took a week off. I was working on, I don't know if you guys have, or if you didn't see on my Instagram, I put out my own brand of lash supplies and I announced my lash training. So I had a lot of stuff going on last week and I just could not get a video out, but here we are. And since we're already on the topic of lashes, I wanted to talk about the do's and don'ts of lash extensions. I feel like I've had my channel long enough that it's time that I put out more content talking about lashes. A little disclaimer. So by the time this video actually goes live, all of Toronto will be in lockdown again. So I was supposed to go get my lashes done and I canceled my appointment because if we're gonna be in lockdown for the next, they're saying 28 days, but they also said 2 weeks last time we went to lockdown. I felt like it was like 4 months, but I feel like we're probably gonna be in lockdown for 2 or 3 months. I just figured it didn't make sense to get my lashes done. So I'm wearing strips right now, and let me tell you, the struggle to put these on was so real. I feel like back in the day I could put on strips like boom boom, and since I've been wearing extensions, I just feel like the flick of the wrist is the same for me. But anyways, we're here. We're gonna make the best of it. I'm not gonna let this little lockdown stop me from putting out content, so let's jump right into it. Wait a minute. I forgot to do this in my last video. I will not forget to do it now. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please click that subscribe button. You can also click the notification bell so that you're always aware when I post new videos. And yeah, anyways, a couple weeks ago I asked you guys on my page, I did like a poll and I was asking for questions or anything that you for people who have lash extensions or people who don't, if there's anything that you always wanted to know. I kind of asked a bunch of people and I got a bunch of questions. I was actually surprised that I got so many. So I wanted to go through a few of those now, and then obviously if there's anything I missed, you guys can always leave a comment below and I'll be happy to answer them. So the first and most generic question was, how long do lash extensions last? It really depends on the level of skill of the lash tech that you go to. I find that when I first started getting lash extensions, I had horrible retention because I feel like the lash techs I was going to probably weren't as skilled as the one that I go to now currently. So when it comes to retention, it's 50% the lash tech and then 50% the client. So if you have a lash tech that is fully using top of the line products and you know, she's really good at what she does in terms of isolation and everything else, you can have up to two or 3 weeks retention, maybe even more. And then obviously that's in combination of aftercare that the client themselves does. So with me, when I do my clients, every single client gets an aftercare sheet that pretty much details all the things that they need to know and how to maintain their lash extensions. So I feel like that's why most of my clients have, I would say most, why all of my clients have good retention. The only clients that I find that won't have good retention, I can always tell right away. They probably weren't cleaning their lashes as well, probably weren't brushing them after getting them wet. So it's like, I can see where the issues are, but I'm really great at coaching my clients and saying, hey, you know, I noticed that they weren't as clean as they usually are. Just make sure you're washing them after wearing makeup. And I'll kind of like remind my clients that this is really important to make sure for their not even just retention, but like overall lash health. But it really just depends on how you take care of them. So 2 to 3 weeks is what I would say. And the next question we had was cost to get them done. This is pretty generic, and I mean, everybody's price varies, and I think the prices really vary on the skill level of the lash tech, and pretty much every lash tech sets their own mark. But for my sets, I would say you're looking at between $80 for a full set to all the way up to $150. And then in terms of refills for me are usually half the cost of a full set, unless you're doing like a styled set of mine, which there's a little bit more work that goes into those sets. And I have to really think about my lash map, especially because most of my styled sets are made custom to each person's eye. So then the pricing is a little different, but all of those things are usually detailed on the Lash Tech's page, or in my case, on my page. And question number 3, do lash extensions damage your natural lashes? This is a really important question. In my opinion, I would say with a good lash tech and good aftercare, no. But like anything else, anything that you do, like let's say for example, we're talking hair extensions. If you overdo something, it's naturally going to be damaging for whatever it is, whether it's your hair or if you are doing way too many facials than you should be, it would be damaging to your skin after a while. So I always recommend, and I tell my lash clients this, I'm like, take a break here and there. So even now with this whole lockdown, yeah, I'm kind of pissed off that now for all my videos I'm gonna have to wear lash extensions because I am not great at putting them on. But I'm also looking at it as like, okay, you know what, in this time now I can rub my eyes, I can do full facials without having to kind of work around my extensions. So this is a good time to take a break. I can also continue to apply castor oil. Castor oil is great for like really getting your lashes to grow back strong, thick, and healthy. So I think taking a break even 2 times a year is a good idea for people who wear lash extensions all the time like me. I know some lash techs are probably gonna watch this video and want to like crucify me, but it's not a bad idea to take breaks. Even when I get my extensions done here and there, I would like to just take all of them out and just have my hair in its natural state so I can do full hair masks. I can really massage my head without having any tension, and it really gives your hair a break from everything. So I look at it as the same as with lash extensions as well. For spring and fall shedding, what is that? So I posted on my story probably around, I would say about 3 weeks ago as well, about spring and fall shedding. People do not think this is a thing, but in spring and fall, you will find that lash retention, and I'm sure other lash techs will agree, is horrible. Like I find that I need refills every 2 to 3 weeks versus before with my lash tech, I can go 4 to 5 sometimes. But just like how animals kind of shed hair to prepare themselves for like winter, and then in the spring they shed that coat again. I'm not calling this animals, but we are mammals. We do the same thing. So you will find in spring and in fall, lash retention sucks. Like it's horrible. But I would say usually that shedding stage lasts about 6 weeks. So it will be rough for those 6 weeks, but then once you kind of shed that layer or shed those lashes, or that amount of lashes, I find that after that it's fine, and you don't have issues with retention. Let's segue, now that we've answered those questions, let's jump right into the do's and don'ts. And I don't want you guys to think I'm coming at you because I have a lot more don'ts than do's. So I don't want to say no makeup because makeup is obviously fine with lash extensions, but I just want to stress how important it is to, sorry, I'm gonna drop this, how important it is to wash your lashes every day. If you wear makeup and you have oily skin, you definitely need to be listening to this because this will affect your retention. So I do have the Novocaine Beauty Lash Cleanser. If you're interested in buying this, you can DM me on Instagram and I'd be happy to ship one to you. I love this cleanser because it's super gentle on the eyes and it really makes sure that your lashes are like on fleek and pretty and look brand new after you wash your lashes. So 2, no mascara. I'm not trying to be mean, guys, but it's really annoying when I have clients that come in and I'll be looking at their lashes and I'm like, did you wear mascara? Did you put mascara on? And they're like, no. Meanwhile, it's very obvious there's mascara on your lashes. And don't get me wrong, I get it. Sometimes you're in a bind and you need to do something, but like mascara is the worst thing you can put on your lash extensions because I will try my best to clean them off, but if it's damaged the fan in terms of like when I create my fans are nice and open and I find that I'm trying to wash it off and it's not allowing the fan to open, now I have to take off that lash or take off that fan off of that lash to prevent it from damaging your natural lash. And when I'm booking clients back to back, especially now with COVID, I have breaks or I have buffers in between so that I can fully sanitize and clean my bed area to prepare for my next client, and that cuts into that time. So please, please, please don't wear mascara on your lash extensions. It's not helping either one of us. I would much prefer to try and squeeze you in for a fill if you're super desperate. I'm super understanding to that because I'm the type of person sometimes where I'll be like, oh, I think I got 1 more week left, and then 2 days later I'm like, oh my god, I need a fill right now. So just please, no mascara. It's gonna sound like this video is gonna make me seem like the biggest bitch ever, but I promise I'm being nice. Be realistic about what set your eyes can handle. I always have people who come in and Usually there are newer clients of mine, and I love new clients. Don't be afraid to book with me. I'm just very honest, and I want to make sure that even though I am trying to give you the set you want, I'm realistic about what your lashes can handle. And a lot of people think like, oh, you know, this girl has 18 mm's on, I want this, but then their lashes just can't support that. So when you come in, be open to having that dialogue, and I'll always be very transparent about, hey, you know, like I think we need to give your lashes a little bit of a break, or your lashes can't handle 19, but maybe I could put 16 on you. So always be realistic about what your lashes can handle, and luckily I've been privileged to always have clients that they're understanding to that. Like they know, they probably already know in the back of their minds that their lashes are a little bit damaged or just too short to handle those lengths. But just always be realistic. You know, I would much prefer people come in and say, hey, I like this style, versus say, hey, I like this length, because everybody's lashes are different, and different people can support different types of lash extensions in terms of diameter, thickness, curl, everything. So I love when clients come in and they're open to like, hey, I really like how you did hers, but like you can go shorter or longer for me, depending on what you think my eyes can handle. Talking on the phone and texting, listen, this drives me nuts, because for one, when we put the iPad on and the tape, it's kind of resting on your face when it's in its resting state. So if you are on the phone and you're trying to text and you're and you're laughing and talking, all of that starts to move. And then now when I go to take your tape off, now maybe some under eye extensions. Why am I not finding the words today? Maybe when I'm going to take the tape off, some of your lashes on your bottom lash line have now gotten lashed because they slipped out of the tape, and it becomes a whole mess, and it's so annoying, not only just for me but more for the client, because they don't understand how it happened. So it looks like my taping is just off. So I would say when you're coming in, just dedicate that 2 hours or for a full set, or 1 hour for a refill, to just leaving your phone alone, vibrating or not. Obviously, I don't mind like if your eyes are closed and you kind of say, hey, who's texting? Because I know people have kids, people have commitments, but please don't be that person that's like, oh, hold on 1 second, I need to like answer this call or whatever, because it just cuts into your lash time and it just becomes really frustrating for the both of us. So yeah, just be mindful of that. And what else we got here? Don't move around too much. It's so funny reading my notes because I made this before the video, but I love talking to you guys. Don't get me wrong, you guys have the funniest stories and we have the best conversations ever. But just try to be, when you're talking, try to be calm. See how my eyes are closed, but I'm calm and I'm just talking normally. Don't be like, and then he did, and all of that. The eye tape is all over the place. Now the tape is over here. Like, it's just too much is going on. The tape is gonna shift, and then I start to get really nervous because I'm like always constantly checking, like, okay, it looks like they're okay, you know? And then I don't want that to cut into our time. I wanna make sure I have all the time in the world to get those lashes onto your natural lashes so that you come out of here looking beautiful. No water for the first 24 to 48 hours. I always say push it to 48 hours. I know that most of the glue I use now is pretty good after 4 or 5, but I always say that it's a good idea just to kind of, if you can push it to the 48, just to make sure that those microscopic bonds really bond to your lashes, it is even better. So no water, no jumping in pools, none of that. And while we're on that topic, a lot of girls will be like, oh, I'm going on vacation to, and they'll say somewhere hot, tomorrow, I want to get my lashes done. And I always tell them, I'm like, hey, if you're going on vacation on Saturday, come and see me on Thursday, because the glue is still bonding. And now if you've gone from a cooler climate, like being in Canada, to somewhere super warm, now it's the moisture in the air alone could add to bad retention. Let's see what else we have here. No sleeping on your face. This was actually, well, I don't sleep on my face, but I like to sleep on my side, and I found that this lash, or this side of my face, or this eye, always loses lash extensions the most. So I kind of perfected the art of like sleeping pretty. So I either am sleeping like this, where like my face isn't touching a pillow or anything, but I'm using like my hand to kind of keep, make a barrier between my pillow and my head. Or I try to just sleep like this But like it's definitely took time because I feel like now I'll be sleeping and I'm like, no, my lash extensions, let's move around. So like if you're somebody who likes to sleep like face plant, yeah, your retention is gonna be awful. Your curls are gonna be all over the place because yeah, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work, sis. So be mindful of the way you sleep. You can also get one of those, you know, the travel pillows that you can sleep on the plane with, where it's kind of like, it goes around your neck, it looks like a U. You can get one of those as well. I find that really helps if you find that you have trouble kind of remembering to not sleep on your side or on your face. Be mindful of how often you touch your lash extensions. So I find that sometimes you're just always like this, or like you're kind of crunching them. Like, leave them alone. Like, the best thing to do is leave them alone. Even when you see that, like, for example, when you see like one is about to shed and it's kind of falling out of line or not in place, don't pick at it, don't pull it, let it fall out when it's ready. I would just say just continue to gently brush it to kind of put it back in line, but don't be that type of person that's there like, oh my god, one is out of place, and like plucking it out. No, don't do that. Now I guess we could kind of jump right into the do's. Number one do, please remember that for a refill, you do need 40% of your lash extensions to be on and intact for it to be classified as a refill. What I do with my clients now is that they kind of know when they like to have a refill, in terms of some are at 2.5 weeks, some are at 3 weeks. So right after we finish an appointment, I'll go right in and we'll book their next appointment so that we know that they don't have to worry about that. Don't use eyelash curlers, please guys, don't use eyelash curlers. I spend the time using multiple curls, creating your sets, whether it's C, CCD, double D, LM, whatever it is I'm using. It really damages not only just your natural lashes, but the lash extension itself. So when you come in and I'm looking at these lashes that are all bent, most likely I'm gonna have to take them all off and start from scratch, and then that turns into a full set. So please don't ever use lash curlers. Do relax and wear something comfortable when you go to your appointment. You're gonna be laying down for about 2 hours. So don't show up like, you know, in something super tight or fitted. Be relaxed, wear something comfortable. Do think about the occasion. So if you are thinking that you want a natural look, or it's your first time getting lash extensions, people come in and I'll always ask them, is this your first time? And if they're like, yeah, I want a mega volume, I'm always like, girl, I haven't even done a mega volume set. Like, and I've been doing lash extensions for almost 2 years now. So I always try to push them more to like a hybrid. I wouldn't push them all the way to a classic, but I'd push them to like a hybrid set, because I would much prefer someone say, oh, I want it more full than this next time, than someone like, oh my god, this is too much, take this off, I hate these. Because like, it's easier for me to add more fans and make it thicker and darker than to take them off. I would have to literally remove a lot of fans, and most likely I would have to use like the gel remover, and that would just turn into like a whole gooey mess, and then that's going to touch other lashes, and now that affects the retention. And yeah, sounds like a lot, right? Yeah, because it is. So yeah, be realistic about like, okay, if it's your first time, like taking it slow. I am completely on board with like, okay, let's start with a classic set and then maybe move up to a hybrid, or starting at a hybrid set if it's your first time. I think I said this before, but don't be nervous. I always take care of my girls. They all love me. They do. I have the best clients. I say this all the time. So don't be nervous. I will make sure that I take care of you. I'm very open with what the expectations for you should be. And I like to keep that dialogue in a sense where it's like, I want my clients to leave here super happy, and I want them to come back, and I want them to tell their friends. So yeah. Is there anything else here I missed? I think I kind of touched on everything. Yeah, I did. So that's pretty much everything about lash extensions that I could say. So if you're thinking about doing it, come see me. If you're in the Toronto area, come see me. And I will make sure that you guys are happy and leave here feeling beautiful. And for my clients that do come, tell your friends. I think that's it, guys. I don't really have anything else. I don't. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm really hungry right now. So if there's anything else that I missed, or there's anything that I did not cover in this video, please leave a comment below. I promise I will get back to you. But right now, I smell food and I gotta go. Peace.